Today, we're going to talk about all the big transfers. Chicharito to Bayer Leverkusen, some French kid named Marshall to Manchester United.
I think you're missing one.
8 million. And David De Gea. What the hell is happening?
What a very strange weekend and day.
Yeah.
As the transfer deadline in Europe, what did it do now? No, it slammed shut.
Yeah, it did.
Except in various countries where it's still ajar.
Ajar, for those of you who don't know, means open. As in not closed, not airtight. You know, a bit like Sergio Romero in goal. Ooh. And as luck would have it for us, there were 2 games in Europe that gave us all the narrative we need to sum up the craziness. That's right, the gift that keeps on giving, the David De Gea to Real Madrid transfer epic. Now, forget Raheem Sterling to City. Forget Mario Balotelli to AC Milan. This is the one that is more on again, off again than any of Simon's relationships. Hey.
Yep.
Ross and Rachel, I don't know.
This one's been going on so long, you and me. This one's been going on so long that literally even people who've got no interest in football are pissed off about it. Let alone like the fans.
Right.
Or, you know, the actual protagonists, the people involved. And Nando.
Yeah.
I put it to you that this show was hard to write. It's inconceivable that this has not been sorted out before today. But in the past 24 hours, someone at United must have realised they were potentially letting an asset, a playing asset, worth something like £30 million or so, walk out the door next summer on a free transfer. So they begrudgingly made the call to Real Madrid. Should we do a deal? Should we do a deal?
Some change, yeah.
How did that work out, Nando?
Well, Simon, we live in the modern age where information zips around the globe in microseconds. I mean, I can download a full movie, either Hollywood or pornographic, in a matter of minutes. And so when 2 multinational companies worth billions of dollars are negotiating, it would go smoothly.
Yeah.
Or so you'd think. Both sides left it so late that they were in danger of missing this evening 6 p.m. Eastern Time transfer deadline. That's midnight in Spain, which coincidentally is the name of my sex tape.
Which, if you've got a spare 2 minutes, it's worth watching.
What, it's 2.5?
Twice. Anyway, back to the story. We've got... Honestly, this is a hard show to figure out at 6:30. Here's some exclusive footage of Manchester United
crack team
chief executive Ed Woodward preparing the De Gea contract.
Yeah, the scenes at the Bernabeu were equally as tense as you can imagine. Real Madrid had to file the paperwork with the Spanish league by midnight, or else they would turn into a pumpkin or something. They were refreshing their inboxes like every second. People were waiting by the fax machine, waiting for the contract to come in. The FedEx van was on hold. They were waiting for a raven from the Maester at Winterfell. And as the clock ticked closer to the witching hour and past midnight, whoops, these are the exclusive scenes from Real Madrid's offices.
Your ass with the resurrection. Is the group harder than an erection that shows no affection?
The bloody fax machine.
Who'd have thought it? But the Spanish league announced that the paperwork had not arrived at their office in time, and so the deal was off. David De Gea delighted to be staying in Manchester. Keylor Navas even more delighted that he's staying in Madrid. No, just kidding. Nobody was very happy.
No, but wait, Simon.
What?
Real Madrid countered that they had electronic proof that they had sent the documents at 11:59 and would ask the Spanish league to consider that information. And that, as if that wasn't bad enough, they then suggested that Real Madrid couldn't open the attachment file that Manchester United had originally sent because their software was out of date. Got to update those Adobe. Or maybe it was password protected or something. I know they're annoying. We got to update the Adobe. Anyway, in unrelated news, here's a word from one of Real Madrid's official sponsors.
We live in a world of mobile technology, but it is not the device that is mobile. It is you.
Microsoft, yeah. Anyway, we're live on air, and the information is coming in fast. It's a very fluid situation. What we know for now is that, I don't know, we don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
How did
Didn't they say that actually Real Madrid filed the paperwork half an hour later? That's the latest.
That's the latest.
We think.
We don't know.
Anyway.
But how did we get to this point, Simon?
I don't know.
Backtrack a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know. This is essentially Real Madrid and Manchester United we're talking about. And you know.
Yeah, it seems like long-term thinking went out the window at these clubs years ago. I mean, short-term thinking is the order of the day for these 2 giants these days.
Well, I just correct you there, Nando. It's one giant and one, you know, club that's sliding into irrelevancy, as I said.
Whoa.
I do love your tweets, Manchester United fans. Please keep them coming. I love people who live in denial.
So Manchester United goalkeeping situation has been bizarre for months now. Of course, having David De Gea and Victor Valdés on the books naturally meant that they had to sign Sergio Romero on a free transfer this summer. Sergio Romero is a guy who's played just 10 club games in the past 2 seasons. So that makes perfect sense that he would be a starter for Manchester United, about a middle-table club, mid-table club.
Exactly. Meanwhile, in those same 2 seasons, David De Gea has been Manchester United's player of the season. Twice. But since Manchester United are no longer a big club, he's wanted out of Old Trafford for some time, to the point that he only had a year left on his contract. He'd refused an extension, was looking to leave. Real Madrid, who at times like to use Manchester United as their feeder club, got wind of this and thought, he'd be the perfect replacement for St. Ike Casillas, who they didn't treat that very well in the end anyway.
No, they did not. But for once, Real Madrid played their hand quite well, it seemed. You know, they really didn't say anything, but everyone in the world knew that they wanted to sign De Gea. There were even suggestions that Real Madrid had a secret deal with De Gea to pay him 10 million euros as an insurance in case the deal didn't get done this summer. So De Gea, at least, you know,
could be quite prescient, as it turns out. All of that left De Gea in a bit of a mental state. He told Manchester United boss Louis van Gaal that he was not in the right frame of mind to play for United, who would be. And with Van Gaal falling out with Victor Valdés as well, they signed Sergio Romero.
Yeah.
Now, another weird part in this whole story is that United insisted all summer that David De Gea would not be joining Madrid unless they got Sergio Ramos in exchange. Ramos signed a new contract with Real Madrid. United allegedly asked about a return for Cristiano Ronaldo. Cristiano is staying at the Bernabeu.
Yep.
So instead, United asked about Gareth Bale. Gareth Bale is Florentino Perez's pet project. So they had no chance on that one either.
Yeah, in other words, Real Madrid held all the cards and United were left pissing in the wind. But in short, no one knows what's going to happen. It could be sorted out by tomorrow or next week or never. I mean, both clubs are pushing to get it done, and I'm sure it will be, or not. I don't really care.
Nobody knows.